Hey, beautiful people. How are you? I just left the gym, but I wanted to jump on here really quick and share something with you that was on my mind. Unlike the DMV, I will not be keeping you long. But, it's the scripture that talks about, not being so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. And I feel like a lot of times we can get caught up in the making sure we maintain being earthly good. A lot of times this is where false humility come in. We shrink ourselves back, our true authentic self. This scripture or this thought is not saying that we can't be spiritual. What it's saying is don't get so high-minded in your spirituality that you can't enjoy life, that you don't speak up for yourself, because there's two sides to this coin. While you are walking around potentially shrinking yourself back, not authentically being who you are, while you are walking in false humility, because being humble should be a natural thing. It should not be something that you have to program yourself or something that you constantly have to be aware of, because what's in you comes out. For the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So I feel like there needs to be a balance. So when you're balanced, you'll know when you need to walk in spirituality, looking at things from a higher level of consciousness. There'll be times when you do need to walk in ego or the fleshly thing. And ego, it's not a bad thing. It can be, and it can also be a good thing. But this is where the balance come in at. But the spirituality side of it, we should be having spiritual encounters. We should be having spiritual awareness going on. We should be riding down the road or washing dishes, whatever. We should be having spiritual awakenings in certain situations, meaning our level of consciousness should be arising in certain things. Trust me, we've got this earthly thing down pat. We go to work, you take care of ourselves. We do what we want to do. We got all that down pat. But the flip side is the spiritual side. When do we get that in the check? When can we walk into a room and assess the situation from a higher level of consciousness? And this is a lot of things that I want to focus on. When can we examine our own self and assess the situation? Someone said something has triggered me. When do we become spiritual enough to stop and assess your own situation? Why did that trigger me? How can I not be offended? How can I not stay in offense? That to me is walking in spirituality. The ego or the flesh side will want to rear up and defend itself. There's a time and a place for everything. But when do we focus on the spirituality? When we get a revelation. You can read a quote, you can read a Bible, someone can say something, and then it's like the light bulb comes on and you be like, wow, I get it now. That is a spiritual encounter. That is something spiritual happening. Just like if you're hungry and someone gives you something good to eat and you're like, this is good. You getting into it. You know how when you start eating something that's really good and you dancing around, you're having a fleshly or earthly experience. But we can get so caught up in the earthly experience that we forget about the spiritual side of it because we don't want to come across high and mighty. Maybe it's time for those who know that they know to stand up in their spirituality. And it's not out of ego and not out of being puffed upness or your chest poked out because but it's out of because people need you. The people around you need you. Everybody can think of somebody right now who is going through something and could use a word of encouragement. Would that not be a spiritual experience for that person? The one word from you of encouragement, one word from you that can get them their light bulb to come on and to get them to turn their way of thinking out of the muck and mire in a higher consciousness. Have we not just had a spiritual experience here on the earth? I feel like sometimes we can get caught up in a spiritual experience, could be like being slain in the spirit. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But even in using that scenario, is it possible that you have in that scenario, we have become so spiritually minded with no earthly good, because we are forgetting about just something simple as being nice to our neighbor, or something simple as do unto others if you have them do unto you. That's the basic. That's the basic. You know, do we need to get back to the basic? We forget about that because do we want to be the person that has the latest word, or the latest catchphrase, the latest revelation, or you know, just the newest thing? You know, it reminds me of like at the New Year's, you know, around December 31st, you know, people come up with the slogan, you know, 2023 something something. I don't rhyme, so you fill out the blank. Or 2020, you know, is the time of vision. You know, is that where our spirituality is, that we just want to have the next catchy thing? You know, where are the people that know? Where are the ones that can see above even that? Because to a degree, that is still the matrix. You know, we throw the word matrix around, and we talk about it being work, and having to work for someone else, you know. But what if it's different levels to this matrix? And then this matrix, it even keeps you to the point of just the bare minimum and the basic. When do we step above that? Use our spiritual eyes and see beyond what is like right here. There's a whole world out there. You know, we all have a calling, we have a purpose, but have we really truly tapped into it? Or are we just trying to be the next best thing? Or are we trying to be the one that has the answer? You know, the answer for your situation might not be the answer for my situation, you know. But if we are using our spiritual eyes, or we are looking at this from a higher level of consciousness, we can discern that, right? We can use our discernment. Was it what's good for the goose is not for the gander? Yeah, I'm bad on the little terminology thing too, so you're gonna have to read between those lines and figure that part out for you too. But it's not like a one size fit all. You know, someone can say something to one person and it resonates, or someone can just be speaking, period. One person hears it and it resonates for them in one way, and another person resonates it for them in a different way. Are they both wrong? No, they both got what they needed, but the person had to open their mouth. And I feel like that is where we are missing it, is being so spiritually minded that we have our arms folded and we're just like, yes, I have the answer. I have the answer. You know, we almost in the mindset of, you know, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Follow ye me. You know, that's my version of King James. But even in that is a little ego that could be, you know, fleshly, you know, and then still you on the no earthly good side, because how is that going to benefit anybody? You know, so with this being two sides of the coin, it being spiritual, and then it being earthly, you know, we just have to check ourselves. We have to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. I know I got that one right. You know, so being spiritually minded is maybe we need to reevaluate what that is. As an individual, reevaluate what spirituality is to us. It's not just being the one with the answer. Being spiritual, you know, it comes with using your discernment, you know, of knowing when to hold it. I think that's my favorite phrase. I think, like, when to hold it, when to walk away. You know, I think that's from a cowboy term or something like that. But when we use our discernment, then we know. That's being spiritually minded. So to recap and to put a nice little bow on this, there's nothing wrong with being spiritually minded. There's nothing wrong with being spiritual, because that is what is leading, and it's what is guiding us. That is what the people is needing. That's what people are needing. We all have hurts, we all have disappointments, we all have things that we've been through in life, you know, and we need some guidance, right? But if we become and keep these blinders on, or we take that, don't being so spiritually minded that we're no earthly good, that we can't even talk to this person because they are this caliber of person or that caliber of person, you know, you're no earthly good. You know, you are using your spirituality, you're using your wisdom to me in the wrong manner. All right, so that is all I have for you. I hope you have a super blessed day. And till next time, remember who you are.